Hey, what's happening, YouTube fam? Welcome to the Lil J Show. Hope everybody's having a wonderful and blessed day today. Hope it's going absolutely amazing for you guys. Today we got in the spotlight old Mr. Jerry Motley. Man was working for some fence place in Michigan, I believe. And they say he say he's being harassed, you know what I'm saying? You know, he worked with I guess a bunch of Caucasians, Italians, whatever. But, they was calling him the N-words and all that stuff right there, and he just said he had enough. He took a year of it. He had enough. So this is old Mr. Jerry right here. You know what I'm saying? By the way, he looking, I don't know. I don't know if I would hire him because he look a little off. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be funny or nothing like that, but he look like he look like one of them like one of them crazy like little off. You know what I mean? I don't know if the owner of this company made the right choice in hiring him. They say, the guy was a good guy, you know what I mean? Say he wouldn't fire him or nothing like that. They felt bad for him, you know what I mean? So, but he ended up losing his life too. Mr. Jerry Motley took him out, you know what I mean? Took the owner out, took out a few of the people that was, harassing him and everything. He just had enough of it. But, we're going to watch this video, check it out. We're going to chop it up. Shout out to EWU. I think it's EWU Body Cam, EWE something. But shout out to them for making this video. I'm just reacting to it. Ain't mine. But let's check out what Jerry did. We'll chop it up.
We got an employee that shot people.
Is just racist. Just flat out racist.
He posted on Facebook last night, and he came to work all weird.
Boss man makes black jokes every day. My name is Black Jerry.
But I just remember looking up and I saw Jerry with the gun. He did one of these and pulled the trigger at my dad.
You guys. And I really hope y'all do that.
In Clinton Township, Michigan, an employee films his morning commute to work, ranting about alleged racism, bullying, and mistreatment by his coworkers. The last thing they ever expected was for him to enter the workplace armed with a gun and murder on his mind.
The kid didn't look like he had a care in the world that he just did any of that.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On the morning of January 9th, 2018, 25-year-old construction worker Jerry Motley Jr. begins recording on his way to the office.
So, now we're recording. I'm going to tell you, like I told these other it's like, they just did, outrageous, racist bullshit. It's like time and time I come into work, just racist. Just flat out racist. There's no forgiving. Dude used the word, a million times. Boss man makes black jokes every day. My name is Black Jerry. I'm the lowest paid in the company.
Wow.
Been there for a year. Pretty much bullshit. And I got a best friend that works there, too. So it's like, even my best friend sat there and pointed out a branch, like, oh, Jerry, which one you want to be hanging from? Him and John.
Wow. He said his best friend pointed out a branch and said, which one you want to be hanging from? Bruh, you got to be slow. It sounded to me like that's not your best friend if he making jokes like that. You know what I mean?
It's like, y'all think doesn't click. Like, y'all are ignorant. Y'all just think money is the power of everything. Really, a weapon is the power of everything. I'm just basically saying you guys. And I really hope y'all do that.
Minutes later, Jerry arrives at his workplace. He parks his car and calmly heads toward the front door as he'd likely done every workday for the past year. But this time, tucked into a hoodie pocket underneath his jacket, is a fully loaded pistol.
Uh-oh.
Bucket. Where's Tom?
He's shot. I don't know.
Look and see. Oh, God, he is.
911, where is your emergency?
I need an ambulance immediately at Reliable Fence. We got an employee that shot people.
Where is the person that shot him?
I don't know. We have 4 rooms back there, and when I'm in a locked room, I need police and I need an ambulance staff.
Okay, I have everybody coming. Where is the victim?
He's right next to me, and I don't know who else
Okay,
he shot. Who else did he
All right,
shoot?
is he breathing?
Yes, he's breathing.
Okay, where is he shot?
In the chest.
Okay, do we have anything to put on the wound?
He's got his glove against it now.
Okay.
Just stay still.
You,
Is that shot?
all right, who's the person?
He shot my brother. I have 2 people shot.
Okay, where's the other?
Brother, he's trying to leave. I need police now.
The dispatcher requests information about the suspect's car, but the woman on the line is unable to answer as someone delivers a crushing confirmation.
You mean my brother's shot?
Ma'am, take a deep breath. Ma'am, we have everybody coming, okay? Ma'am, somebody get on the phone with me, please. Ma'am, hello? Ma'am, hello?
Black Jerry?
As more calls reach dispatchers, they're able to learn.
There. They even can't look at that. They on the 911 call and sat there and said, Black Jerry.
Ma'am, hello?
Black Jerry?
Black Jerry.
As more calls reach dispatchers, they're able to learn from other employees that the suspect fled the scene in a gray Saturn.
It's a black male. He works with us. I don't know. He posted on Facebook last night, and he came to work all weird.
Okay. Listen, we got everybody coming to help you. Take a deep breath.
A black male that works with us. And then this lady hollered out, Black Jerry. So imagine hearing that every day. You know, I'm not saying, I'm not justifying what he did, but just imagine hearing that every day when you come to work. Somebody calling you, my name is James, Black James, every day. Just imagine hearing that. And it's coming from a different race. And I believe they're going to come up with a reason for why they called him that. But they could have came up with something else other than Black Jerry. I believe so. But I'm not justifying what he did. But just imagine hearing that every day, man. I mean, it'd probably take a toll on you.
What's his name?
Jerry Motley.
He shot Tom? What the? I have one
Conscious and breathing?
Conscious and breathing that shot. He's standing right in front of me.
All right, and what about the other person?
Other person's on the ground, looks like he's dead.
The Clinton Township Police Department arrived to the shocking aftermath of Jerry's rampage. One victim, Angelo Joe McCauley III, was treated by paramedics at the scene and transferred to McLaren Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. In a back office, the business owner, 61-year-old Thomas Edward Batke, was found face up on the tile floor in a pool of blood, with a fatal gunshot wound to the head. The murder weapon, a semi-automatic pistol, was found near his legs, containing 7 unspent rounds. Several employees were brought into the police station and asked to describe for detectives exactly what happened.
We all gather in Tom's office in the morning to find out what we're doing for the day, and just kind of both talk and see what's going on. And Jerry was just acting really weird this morning.
In what way? Was he not talking to people?
No,
he normally does?
No, yeah, just not talking. And his buddy Jeff in the other room was like his best friend. And Jeff said hi to him, and he's like, and just walked away, just mumbled stuff and walked away.
That's supposed to be the Jerry's best friend, this guy right here. But you heard him say earlier that the man asked him which branch would he be hanging from, which branch would he want to hang from. After all the years of what we went through, of being hung and all that stuff, you think it's funny to ask a black man what branch do you want to be hung from? That's not funny at all. Still, again, I'm not justifying what this guy did. But just imagine hearing shit like this every day. And then you working around the majority. I'm pretty sure the majority of this company is all white. And he might be the only, African American there. And having to deal with this every day, all day. I know it's easy to go. People say, you could go find another job. But we don't know nothing about this town. We don't know how small this town. We don't know what kind of jobs is there. You know what I mean? So that might have been maybe one of the best paying jobs that this young man probably could get or ever had.
Okay, that's weird. Well, anyways, we're all in Todd's office to find out what's going on. And all of a sudden we're like, just thinking like, where's Jerry at? And then all of a sudden we seen the back door open, and then Jerry walks out like this.
Jerry pulls a gun out and says, "You mother, I told you stop."
That's the best friend.
Blam, shots once.
I've been to shooting range. I know what it smells like when you shoot a gun. I'm like, what the? You know, when he shot Angelo, you can hear Angelo hit the ground.
Lori, the deceased owner's sister, described what happened next.
I literally, I can play it in my mind. Into my view came Angelo, and he's like this, and he goes, "My God, that hurts." And Jerry was there, and I said, "What the hell? What's going on?" Because
So
I heard the sound.
the one that's the biggest bully, Angelo Joe. I'm not gonna even try to say that name, but Angelo Joe, he was the biggest bully. I wonder why they got his face all blurred out like that.
Was a cat gonna firework? I mean, never in a million years. And he turned and he went this way through the door, and the door slammed and boom, boom against the door. And I was trying to push against the door, and I couldn't. I'm like, what is going on? Because I could hear it all against the door.
When he shot Joe, he was still going after Joe. He didn't have any intentions on going in the office because he was walking past the office. And I think that's when Dylan was right there and jumped on him. But when he was walking past the office, I could have sworn I heard him say, "I'm sick of this bullshit."
Employee Dylan then attempted to stop Jerry from firing the gun again.
I grabbed both of his wrists and threw him up against the wall, and I couldn't hold him forever. I knew that. I held him for about 20 seconds, and then he found a way into the office. And Tom, at the time, my boss, the second guy that got shot, he was trying to lock the door.
It was then that Jeff jumped in to help, but the struggle spilled over into the owner's office.
They moved into the office, and he still had the gun. And I looked, and my dad, since Jeff was on him, my dad saw that, and he went to grab his arm and try to get control of it so no one else got shot. And then I saw that, and they were leaning on my dad's desk. So I jumped on Jerry, and I put him in a chokehold. And I don't know where my dad was. I know he was in there somewhere, but I just remember looking up, and I saw Jerry with the gun. He did one of these and pulled the trigger at my dad. Then after that, Jerry had the gun like this, and he shot it at the wall, and then he ended up dropping it. I don't know if it was because I was still choking him, so I don't know if he was losing consciousness. Then after that, him and Jeff just fell to the ground in the doorway. And I remember looking up to the right, and I just saw my dad laying there. I could tell he was almost passed out because he started gagging. I kind of let off because I didn't want to kill him. You know what I mean? But I sat there telling him, I was like, "You just killed my dad." Because I knew right away when I saw him laying there that there was no.
Did he say anything after you said that?
No.
Did he?
No, I got up. Since I was the first one to get up, I walked out front because I didn't know what to do. Because deep down I knew what happened, but I didn't know what to do.
It was then that Jerry, just as casually as he entered, made his way back to his car. However, he didn't make it far. Just 1 mile down the road from the business, Jerry lost control of his vehicle, slamming into the rear of a flatbed truck.
Damn.
Despite not wearing a seatbelt, he survived and was seen by the truck driver crawling out of a shattered window, fleeing on foot.
Well, sad.
And it's just crazy because, like, this morning I was asking what was wrong with Jerry, and, you know, Jeff told me, "Did you read his Facebook status?"
The night before the shooting took place, Jerry took to Facebook, leaving a cryptic post that hinted something dark was lingering in his mind. He detailed...
No, see, money doesn't mean anything to me. Why respect is more important since you like to throw dirt on my name. Make me look bad. It's not cool. Y'all laugh. In 2017, I cried in 2017. You can't talk to another human being like that. Are you dumb? Do you not know by now? By not to call me by my government name. I don't know what the hell that other shit say. Turn around. I'm always getting blamed for something. What do you expect? You are a disgrace to white people. Caucasians. Caucasian does it is professional anymore. Good night. Oh yeah. I didn't forget that little joke that you said. I quote, if you give a black person a watermelon, they would do anything that you say as he shakes the watermelon in front of my face. Mm. The other employee that I cannot stand say, "Don't tell nobody, LOL," as he walked off. Racist jokes are not funny. I put up with it for a year. A whole fam. I put up with it for a year. For a whole family, no more. How dare you bring my ancestors into the argument? That had nothing to do with them asking me why is black people mad when their ancestors were the ones, I don't know, way more Caucasians than my own race. So why would I say this? Good night. I don't.
Several incidents, writing, "You can't talk to another human being like that," then stating, "I put up with it for a year, no more."
Like, I was reading it, and it was just like all the people that gave me a hard time and this, and that, and I think he's talking about Joe.
Was there a history of Joe giving him a hard time? I mean, that you saw.
All right. Joe has done a lot of things to everybody. Okay. He's grabbed me by my neck and, choked me up one time at a job.
Joe the owner?
Nope. He's a worker.
Okay.
He's grabbed the owner's son by his neck and choked him up just for stupid little bickering arguments, and he's done it to Jeff. And he always picked on Jerry.
Angelo is kind of a bully, really, honestly. He'll, flick cigarettes at you, he'll throw at you, he'll just do all types of stuff.
Flicking cigarette. You sitting up there, I can see why his face blurred. Now, you flicking cigarettes at people, man. Man, I ain't gonna say you deserve it, but you might deserve a little ass whooping, but you flicking cigarettes at people, man, that's not cool. So he was a bully. He was a bully. He must have been having problems with his at home or something like that. I don't know what it was, or maybe he was mistreated as a child, but you sitting up there flicking cigarettes, man, you flick it the right way and it catch somebody, man. I seen one of them things burn somebody in the face, almost close, right up under the eye. Cause somebody trying to play games, flick the cigarette, and down there, man, it put a big ass mark up under this person's eye, man. So I mean, yeah, he was a bully.
You off?
This guy was a big bully.
Picks on Jerry the most, so I could see why he was the first one shot.
According to the owner's son, there may be a reason Joe hasn't yet been fired, despite the allegations of abuse by his coworkers.
Sounds like Joe's a big dude.
He's
not small. Mm-hmm. Is he that meathead? Is he that guy that's got to pick on everybody, flick cigarettes at everybody, call names?
Oh, yeah.
Has he been there a long time? Worked for your dad?
Yeah, 17 years.
Wow.
My dad's known him since diapers. He's best friends with his dad. That's why, Joe's caused fights around there in the past 7 years I've been there. Me and him butted heads a few times.
Does he keep his job because of the relationship between your dad and his dad?
Oh, yeah.
Why I think he shot Tom is because nothing happened. We've brought to Tom's attention that nobody likes Joe there. Everybody will tell you that. Nobody likes Joe here. We tolerate him. He's a to everybody. He's just a cocky dude, just thinks his don't stink.
In part of Jerry's recording, filmed prior to the shooting, he made it clear why Joe was a target.
No more.
Joe, the reason I shot Joe because you're just ignorant. You're the mixture of racist and ignorant. Always constantly yelling at me, telling me to do. I done did everything that you said, but you're still crying about everything. Saying that I ain't worthless, what the hell am I doing in this company?
Yeah.
You sat there and antagonized me that one day, and I told you to stop. Like, man, you got me up. Then the boss man's gonna defend you.
Have people gone to the owners about Joe and said, hey, things you gotta stop? He's basically an
the last situation Joe had with somebody was with me, is when he grabbed me up on my neck one time, and I told Tom, look, I'm either going to quit, or you need to tell Joe, you're going to do something for him, get him help, and, Tom told me I'm going to tell Joe to take anger management. I said, you know what, all right, I'll get over it, we're all family, we all got to work together, I've got to put roofs over our heads. That was it.
After wounding Joe, killing Tom, crashing his car, and fleeing on foot, Jerry was quickly apprehended when a Roseville police detective saw him running into a subdivision and successfully tackled him to the ground. He was then handcuffed by an officer with the Fraser Police Department, who later returned him to the custody of Clinton Township. He now sits with detectives who will hear a haunting confession regarding his motives for the brutal attack.
I got the job through my best friend. Okay, my best friend is Jeff. Pretty sure you talked to him. But it just something
Something gotta be wrong with him. He studied calling this man his best friend. After he already stated, he sat there and said this man has said some racist things to him, asked him about a tree branch, about which one he didn't want to be hung from, and he's still calling this man his best friend. Yeah, something's wrong with this guy right here, man. That is not your best friend, buddy. I wouldn't consider him to be a friend to you, man.
Really feel right. Like, cause then he started completely being that whole, just screaming and yelling at me if I get something wrong. Oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're worthless. The way he was acting towards me, and he was like, you would never get a raise here, you're just a piece of and
that is not your friend.
Every time we get in an argument, he reverts back to racism, and it's like I'm at a losing chance. And then whoever's with him, they're tagging along, they're laughing at the jokes, so I'm just like a target. And it's just a constantly target every single day of my life.
Jeff, who explains he's known Jerry since high school, admits there was name-calling at the job site.
You know, there are times where, you know, there's racial slings back and forth, you know, he might say, or whatever, you know, or you know, he might say something about being white or something, you know. Everybody, even him, would shoot shots back. You know, it's just guys and guys. And then, like with me and him, our relationship, he technically is one of the whitest black people I know. He doesn't really like his kind either, per se. I mean, I guess you'd say back in the day, he kind of acts like it didn't really offend him as much, you know, when we were younger, you know.
In parts of the recording made before the shooting, Jerry speaks directly to his best friend, Jeff.
Jeff, let me tell you something. You are the most shittiest best friend ever. The way you treated me when I first started at that company was overrage. Jumping around in the state truck, screaming,
what?
Jerry, you ain't never gonna be nothing. My car broke down, so you had to come and get me. You just harassed me every single day. You harassed me about getting my car. When are you ever gonna get your car? I don't want to drive you. And all this other bullshit. If you ain't want to drive me, you ain't have to drive. But there's no point. I just sat there and you just screamed and yelled at me. It's like, yeah, I'm the boss of you and all this other bullshit.
See, there you go, right there. See, he's talking about his car broke down. Buddy was sitting up there getting angry about picking him up and all that shit, but he went ahead and picked him up. Not because he was his friend, none of that shit. It's because he know that if this young man right here didn't go to work, then he would have to probably end up doing the bullshit, the crappy parts of the job that they probably got this young man doing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let me go get him. So I ain't got to do, you know, the shit that I don't, you know what I'm saying, the shit that they got him doing. They probably got him doing some more fucked up ass shit. You know what I mean? So if he don't get to work, then that means one of them other guys or his so-called best friends gonna have to. So let me go pick him up. But then he gonna complain about it. The whole, you know, picking him, you know, the whole way they going to work and going back home. You know what I mean? That is not, and it's really getting to me that he's sitting up there still calling this dude his best friend. Come on, man.
I can't believe you.
Don't get me wrong, we all joke around. You know, it's a construction work. It's a bunch of guys. Right. You know, both around. You're an idiot. You know, excuse my language or whatever. You know, everybody picks on everybody.
All of my friends are Caucasian. All of them. And it's like I never in my life has been treated in a racial way really that bad. And it's like, it's not fair. And it's like, I even thought about like, maybe I should quit. But something inside of me was like, no, they can't get away. They can't get away with this. Like, this is not right. Y'all already broke through. Like, oh my God, it's nerve wracking. Just thinking about it, like, it's like, how do you treat another human being so bad and expect him to be perfectly fine with it when it's a constant thing when he told y'all?
Some of these people out here, young man, I know you're still young, but some of these people out here don't consider you a human being based on the color of your skin, man. And as you know, which I'm pretty, you're going to have to do some good time behind this, but as you learn, as you get older, you will see. Some of these people out here feel like they're above you because of the color of your skin. You have to look over that. You know what I mean? And there was many ways to go about this situation right here without doing what you did, man. You really have to think before you act, especially in situations like this.
Multiple times to stop.
Jerry points to the nickname Black Jerry as a source of resentment. But employee Dylan shares their reasons for addressing him this way.
You see this?
We do call him Black Jerry, but it's not because we're trying to be racist.
Always an excuse. We do call him Jerry. We do call him Black Jerry, but not because that's a fucking excuse. They could have came up with They could have came up with something else besides Black Jerry. They could have called him JJ. They could have called him Four Eyes. They could have called him anything. Why they gotta call him Black Jerry? And it's always an excuse. And just like that, it really ticks me off. Oh, we just playing around. We're just joking. And, this and this and that. Oh, no, man. They know what they're doing, but it's always a joke. They're always playing around. Just playing around, joking. And then when somebody crack them in their nose, oh, man, I didn't know it was that serious. I was just joking with him. Nah, you don't play like that.
Have multiple Jerrys that work with us. Okay.
Multiple Jerrys, so we got to call him Black
and
Jerry.
He never told us that he didn't like it. So.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm the only black person there.
Mm-hmm. I figured that.
And like I kind of like tried to bring it up to Tom, but Tom just like brushed it off. One morning I come in and Tom, everybody's sitting there. They're just making black jokes. Oh, when you turn off the lights, you're gonna see his teeth go. I'm like, that's not funny. It was like, and then they just, no apologies, just went on about their life. Like, are you serious? Like, that's bull.
Jerry shares a more specific example of something that happened between him and Joe.
That's crazy.
One day I was extremely pissed off, like I wasn't having a good mood. And for some reason, Tom sent me with Joe, and Joe was just being and I was like, dude, can you just leave me alone? So I kind of got pissed off, and I went in the truck. He's hitting the window while I'm in the truck, just terrorizing me. And Jeff was like, he's not going to stop. I was like, he just needs to leave me alone. And he's all laughing about it, thinking it's all funny.
Outrageous, screaming at me. Oh, if I get something wrong, oh shit, you should already know this. You've been here for at least 2 months. I have a disability. I can't do that. I know.
He said he's on disability. He said he's on disability.
I'm just doing whatever Joe's doing to you. That's not right. That's some bullshit.
Multiple co-workers acknowledged that Joe was particularly harsh with Jerry, but still couldn't believe he would take it to this extreme.
Jerry I've had him over at my house a few times, we've hung out. He was a good kid. Granted, I know Angelo, he gave him quite a bit of at work, but, Jerry's a little slow. So when you tell him to do something and he doesn't do it properly, you just got to keep telling him, you know what I mean? Okay. My dad's, to be honest, everybody's told my dad, Jerry's a good kid, but we don't mean he's cut out for this kind of work. My dad agreed, but he didn't want to just dump Jerry off, you know what I mean? He wanted to help the kid. That's what he does with a lot of these people around here. He's trying to help all of them.
According to Tom's sister, Lori, she encouraged her brother to fire Jerry, but Tom refused.
He's a little slow.
Okay.
Who's that?
Jerry.
Okay.
And I said to my brother, Tony, things are getting slower, the winter season, da-da-da, you can laugh. Leave the kid alone. He needs a job. He did everything, and you killed him?
Yeah.
So Tom was great to him. You know, Tom could have canned him 6 months ago. You know what I mean? He just wasn't the best worker all the time. You know, again, he just slow. You know, doesn't like the cold.
So that could have went. Two ways. Either they know they couldn't find nobody to probably do the crappy, shitty job that they probably had this young man doing, or maybe this Tom had a heart. You know, he probably said, hey man, the man kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? At least I am putting him, you know, I feel bad for him. I'm going to just keep putting, you know, let him do the job, keep some money in his pocket. Or, like I said, they probably couldn't find nobody else to do the shitty job because I'm pretty sure they was giving him the worst of the shit. It's, you know, Michigan is cold. You know, they be having them 10 belows, and then they got to go load this equipment and stuff on the truck. They probably sitting in there drinking coffee and stuff while they got this guy out there loading the trucks in that kind of weather while they all sitting around. Once the trucks get loaded, then they probably can go on about their way. So they was probably getting them the shitty jobs, you know what I'm saying, the crappy jobs, on top of making fun of this young man, you know what I'm saying, harassing him. So he just had enough. Not saying he did the right thing, but he just had enough of it.
You know, all this, so, but he was very patient with Jerry, and which is why I don't understand what...
When Tom was shot, did it look like he was the target of, was Jerry's intention?
Yeah, oh yeah. Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Because there's 4 of us there, and he could have went off and pop all of us.
Right,
But
he specifically got his arm in,
and
pointed at Tom, and pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Jerry continues his confession to investigators, sharing a specific incident regarding the owner, Tom.
Tom's like, started laughing, and then just turned to me, oh, do you want to hear something funny? I'm like, not really, Tom. I really don't want to hear nothing funny. Oh, if you gave a black person watermelon, he'd do anything that you say, as he shakes the watermelon in front of my face. So I'm like,
I'll take that back.
Wow. So Joe turns around after he leaves the room and tells me, Jerry, don't tell nobody what goes down over here.
Yeah, I take that back. They was holding on. They was holding on to this young man right here because they probably couldn't find nobody to do the crappy, shitty work that they was making him do. I thought maybe he was trying to, you know, have a heart. Man probably got a disability. He did say he have a disability. Thought maybe he was trying to have a heart and you know, make him work. But they was keeping him around and make him do that shitty shit that nobody else wanted to do there. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Not gonna matter.
The kid didn't look like he had a care in the world that he just did any of that. And I don't know why he shot my dad. My dad was nothing but good to him. There's no way he just randomly decided to just bring that gun into work. You know what I mean? He wouldn't just do that. He's that type of kid where he has to plan it. He doesn't just go with the flow. His brain just doesn't work that way. I just don't understand what pushed him this far today.
So you can't picture a specific event in the last few days or whatever? Yeah. Okay.
Detectives also wondered if this was a sudden decision by Jerry or something he'd been planning for some time.
Where did you get the gun from? Gun shop. Have you ever shot it before today? Nope. Honestly, that's my first time ever shooting a pistol. How did you find out how to use it? YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
Jerry explains he originally purchased it 4 months ago after a heated argument with Jeff when they were returning from a job site.
All the way back, like we're screaming and yelling at each other. He pulled over. He was like, your attitude is ridiculous. I hate you. And at this point, I'm already crying. I'm emotional. I don't even know what to do. I'm pissed off. So I went to go talk to Tom about it.
But that's supposed to be his best friend.
Tom was like, well, all you need to do is just listen to Jeff. I'm like, but he's screaming and yelling at me. He was like, are you doing what he's saying? I was like, but you don't have to scream and yell at me. I was like, I messed up once and he screamed and yelled at me. She was like, well, all I need you to do is listen to him. Brush it off like it wasn't nothing. So I went to the gun shop, got the gun, filled out the paper and all that. First time buying a gun. So I carried it once to work. And it was the potential. But like that, I backed out because it was like, okay, maybe down the road it'll change.
Maybe things will get better, right?
Right.
I was treated unfairly. Then from the simple fact that you say everything about black people, you blame black people for all your problems, and you blame me for your problems. Jimmy, you ain't never gonna be nothing. Oh my God, you're a piece. Oh well, here you go. Huh? Now you know.
But as Jerry reveals, he had bigger plans than targeting just Joe and Tom.
Let me ask you this. If your plan to get back at these guys worked out perfectly, what would have happened?
100%, I probably would have been shot dead on the site.
That you would have been shot dead?
Pretty much.
Or you mean you would have shot all of them dead?
No, I had a different plan for my best friend. I would have shot my best friend in his two legs to make sure he couldn't walk ever again. And pretty much from there, just let it role play.
Did you want to kill everybody there but your best friend?
Pretty much everybody but my best friend.
You understand what happened today. You understand that. What you did was wrong. You know what you did was wrong.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I know that for a
That is
fact.
wrong to take a human life. You know that.
Yeah.
And you were intent on killing these people in the shop.
Yeah.
And you killed Tom, you shot him in the head, and you took 2 shots at Joe. And your intentions were to kill him too.
What were you feeling when this was going on?
In my head, get him. Get Joe and go after everybody else.
But due to the quick intervention by his co-workers, Jerry was disarmed before he could harm anyone else. The only loss of life was that of his boss, Tom. Lori shares that outside of work, Tom took care of his wife, who's bound to a wheelchair and battling advanced stage 4 cancer.
Did I ever in a million years think somebody would bring a gun in and shoot somebody? No. My brother, least of all. My brother played Santa for kids, for people in nursing homes. My brother was no doubt the kindest kid, and I wish he would have shot me instead of him. Chad, why didn't you take me instead? Why didn't you take me instead of Tommy?
Are you feeling any remorse for what you did today?
It's probably going to hit me later on, but as of right now, I'm just like, it happened. I can't control it. Yes, I do want to cry because, honestly, it could have been avoided. Yes. I know it was wrong. I know it could have went another way. But hey, it was my choice. As a human being, you make choices that you got to deal with. So now I had a body on my hand, and I'm probably going to be looking at a long time for this. So now I just rock.
Do you think you should be forgiven for this?
No.
What do you think that should happen to you?
Bury me, lock me up, leave me to rot. That's just the way it is.
According to court records, Jerry Motley Jr. was ultimately charged with homicide, first-degree murder, multiple theories, assault with intent to murder, weapon carrying with unlawful intent, and 2 counts of weapons felony firearm. A jury found him guilty on all counts, and on August 7th,
hold on, let me see what he got.
2025, he received a cumulative sentence of life in prison without parole. If you'd like,
he got life in prison. Well, my thing is, I mean, that he went about it the wrong way. He could have done something, man, and that would have killed the whole vibe. It would have just killed the whole thing. You take my man. He got disability, and it's just normal human being. Dealing with that, something like that, on an everyday basis. When you got to go to work, you got to make money, and you have to go into a place like that where you're being talked about. You're the only person there. The only black person there. And then, you go in there and these people, they walk in. And it could be one day where you having a really good, you wake up feeling good, have a really good day. I'm going to go to work, da-da-da-da. You walk in and you got about 4, 5, 6 white guys standing around making racists go laughing and stuff. And then they think you're supposed to laugh with them. You know what I mean? But see, they don't never think about if the situations was reversed. What if one of them was working around a bunch of black guys and they walk come into the to work, clock in, and then you got all these black guys sitting around talking about these white boys. It's the same thing like that Drewski stuff. There was a big deal about that, where he was, they was trying to get upset with him because he painted his face all white, did all the little white shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but I just think, man, I really wish this young man would have thought this out, because basically, if he would have been able to actually find some way to go in there and record them, all them making all them jokes, you know what I'm saying, and found him a good attorney, he could have sued them. He could have sued the hell out of. He probably could have owned that company. Instead now he's doing life in prison. And then he's just like right now, he's like, man, when it happened, he's like, right now I feel okay. I'm probably gonna regret it later. Yeah, of course. When you sit behind that cell, you're gonna regret that shit, because your freedom, you lost your whole freedom behind these people saying all these words. And for the life of me, I don't understand why he keep calling this dude his best friend. That is not your friend, dude. If you talking to you like that and calling you the N word and all that stuff, man, there's no way I would be sitting up there calling him my best friend. I wouldn't even want to consider him a friend, period. You know what I'm saying? So I just, every time he kept saying my best friend, I'm like, man, that's when I knew he got to be mental. Something is off about this guy, you know? But, it's just, it's crazy that people are still doing this stuff right here, still making these jokes, still trying to make people uncomfortable because of the color of their skin. I mean, it will never end. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact they kept that boy around to do the shitty parts of the job. That's why they got him, or they kept him around. It wasn't for anything else. He said right there and said, "Hey man, I'm the only black person that work here. If it was something being having a diverse, it would have been more than him. You know what I mean? They kept him around to do the looks. They got one black guy. The rest is a fence company. I guess they put up fences and stuff. So they got these guys putting up fences and stuff. He probably could go up and do all the cleanup and maybe, like I said, load the trucks and take all the stuff off the trucks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that they don't want to do. And he said one of them turned around and told him that he'll never get a raise. Well, how would you know that? Unless they was talking, they talking, they've been talking about him amongst, to the boss, telling him how dumb, how stupid he is, all this stuff like that. But just imagine, think about hearing that each and every day. You know what I mean? Each and every day. And then you got one guy in there flicking cigarettes at people. Now, what kind of company is this, man? It's not no kind of professionalism at all. You gonna sit up there and allow your coworker to bully other coworkers, flick cigarettes at him and stuff like that, and still allow him to work there, not try to talk to him. He said the owner's son said, yeah, I've had to talk to my dad about this guy, but still nothing. He said he even dang choked up the owner's son, grabbed the owner's son by the neck, choked him up. And you allowed this man to continue to work there after he didn't choke your son up? No, that place was very unprofessional. But I just kind of wish I wish maybe he would have talked to somebody, maybe in his family, somebody else that would have told him, hey man, just go in there and record them boys and catch them, talking crazy like that, and see if you can get some kind of harassment suit put on them. he probably could have owned that company or got some paper to where he probably wouldn't have to work for a pretty good while. Instead, now he's in a prison and I just don't even feel like, you know what I'm saying, the people that talk like that, they're not even worth the trouble, man. Not even worth you being locked up, man. Period. Hey, but you guys let me know what y'all think about this situation right here, man. Let me know. Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? What would y'all do if you was put in a situation like that? Would you crash out like him, or try to go about it the right way? Try to get some paper, something. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Please subscribe to the channel, man, and like always, I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.